Welcome back to my channel. It's MZ here. In this video I'm going to do a tarot tag. It's hashtag what made me do it. I was tagged by Feeding My Soul 1212 and it's a really fun tag that was created by Dragonfly Dilly. So yeah, let's just start with prompt number one. Prompt number one is Tarottube made me do it, and the deck I chose for that is the JK Tarot. I originally wasn't going to buy this. I saw this on YouTube quite a lot. And yeah, I was like, no, I don't need this in my collection. It's just another colourful RWS deck. And I was like, yeah, I've got loads of those. And it is very bright and vibrant. I really do like it. But the more I saw it on Tarottube, the more I fell in love with it. For the reason of it being a deck that was re-released. It's been out of print for 30 years, I think. And it was originally made by this creator here. Born in Kobe, Alexandra, is a Japanese fortune teller, tarot reader, and astrologer, and it was a really popular deck in Japan. And the Japanese word translates into English as King of Jupiter, hence the name JK Tarot. And he was a leading figure in the popularization of tarot reading in Japan. And he's published and translated many tarot books and textbooks. And yeah, it was just re-released and recolored by Tarot Collectibles. And that's another thing that made me buy it, is because it's such a popular reprint that's been out of print for such a long time. And the more people raved about this deck, the more I wanted it. So yeah, Tarottube definitely made me buy this. And there's two versions you could have got. You could have got two different versions. I picked the 1989 revised edition where the faces are much more clearer, more bolder lines that have been redrawn on this. And there was a very limited print run of this re-release. And I think I managed to buy the last one on the website because I don't have PayPal, and PayPal's the only way you can buy things on Tarot Collectibles. So I was like asking my boyfriend, I was like, please buy this for me because I don't have PayPal. And I managed to get the last one. That's another reason why I wasn't going to get it, because I just couldn't buy anything on Tarot Collectible website because they use PayPal. So yeah, Tarottube definitely made me buy this, and I'm so glad I do have it now because I've had a lot of good readings out of this deck, and I really do like the colours, the way it's been done. It is a really cool deck, and I understand now why everyone was loving it. So yeah, that is the JK Tarot. Prompt number two is My Heart Made Me Do It, a deck that sort of pulls on your heartstrings. And the deck I picked for this is this one, the Dream Vision Tarot. I picked this because I instantly felt drawn to spirit guides when I saw this deck. It really drew me in with the imagery, and I felt like I was talking directly to spirit with how this imagery is portrayed. And it does feel very otherworldly and ethereal sort of feeling, and it really pulled on my emotions when I had readings with this. I really felt like I was talking directly to spirit when I used this deck. And the colours are amazing, and it's just such a good feel-good deck for me. It really does make my heart soar when I use this sort of deck. Just so cool how it's done. So yeah, this is definitely a deck where my heart made me buy it, because I just knew this was going to be a favourite instantly when I got it. And it still is. I still use this quite a lot. And I'm looking forward to the new version that's coming out of this. Some deck artwork's been changed slightly, so I'm very excited to get hold of that one too. So yeah, My Heart Made Me Do It, and that was the Dream Vision Tarot. Prompts number three is My Head Made Me Do It, and the deck I chose for this is the AOS Tarot, which is the Osman Spare Tarot. And the reason I picked this is because it's a tarot that's been lost in history. A museum had it for a while, and then it got replicated exactly how the original was made. And it looked like a really good study deck to look from. So in the 20th century, Osman Spare hand-painted a remarkable deck of fortune-telling cards produced in around 1909. And this glowing relic of the British occult revival is thought to have been the young artist's personal training deck, and it conveys the excitement and experimentation of a period that laid the early foundations for today's golden era of artist-drawn tarots. And it was lost to the world until its chance of rediscovery in 2013 when the collections of the Magic Circle Museum in London. Had it not remained hidden from public view for so long, Spear's creation could have significantly influenced the tarot's wider cultural development. The deck's design is highly unusual for combining cartomancy and taromancy, and for the complex system of interconnecting visual motifs that link many of the cards across their borders. So I just felt this was going to be a great study deck. And it's a deck that's been lost in time, and I feel it's part of tarot's history, and it definitely wanted this in my collection for that reason. So definitely my head wanted this deck, and there's a really good massive guidebook as well that you can get with this. It goes into detail about this deck, but they replicated the backs exactly on how the originals are, so you can see all like the imperfections of the different coloured cards that were used when he was making it. It's just really such a cool deck, and I'm glad that I managed to get myself a copy of this. It is truly amazing. I haven't used it myself for tarot reading. I mainly bought it just for study purposes, really. I don't think it would be a bit confusing to use as a tarot deck, I think, because there's so much here. And the writing's hard to read, but in the book that you can buy, it transcribes what it says, so you can read it a bit better. But it's just really interesting to me, and I like to have all the like classic decks, if you know what I mean. So like Rider-Waite, Thoth, and Tara Marseille, and Golden Dawn, that sort of thing. So this was just a no-brainer for me. My head told me I need this. Not that I'll necessarily use it for my own tarot readings, but for study purposes. Definitely a great deck to have in my collection for that. And it's just so interesting. And yeah, I have to do a lot of reading about this, I think, just to get more out of it. But it is really cool. Such a awesome deck to have. So my head made me do it is the Osman's Spare Tarot. Prompt number 4 is the title made me do it, and the deck I chose for this one is the Tarot of the Longest Dream. The whole theme of this deck intrigued me. So obviously it's about dreams. It's called Tarot of the Longest Dream. And on the back it says, Tarot of the Longest Dream explores the mysteries of the sleeping mind, where the secrets of the subconscious finally emerge in all their cryptic and fascinating power. Each illustration by a legendary artist conceals us several oniric clues ready to be discovered. These hints expand on the traditional means of the arcana, enriching your reading with more interactive and multi-layered experience. So yeah, this spoke to me instantly because I do a lot of dream work. I've had very interesting dreams my whole life. I've always had vivid dreams. I've had dreams that have come true, which were really unsettling that they happened, and it was just really interesting to me to have this deck. But I was a little bit disappointed when I did eventually get this, because I feel like the dream theme didn't really translate in the cards as I was imagining it would be. Let me zoom you in a little bit. So it does look like a fantasy sort of world, but nothing really dreamlike like I was imagining. Like I thought it would be a bit different to this. So yeah, the title drew me in and made me buy it, but I don't feel like it fully reflects the title of it being about dream world sort of type of theme and about subconscious dreams and that sort of thing. So yeah, I was a bit disappointed. It is a really nice deck. I really do like the art style and everything, and the guidebook's quite nice, where it has an illustration of what it used to look like, and then there's some clues on what was used in the diagram, wheat, book, and birds and stuff like that. But I just felt like it wasn't really focusing on the dream aspect like it was saying it was going to, so it was a bit misleading in my eyes. But I do really like this deck. It's just, yeah, not what I initially thought it was going to be. In my head, it was completely different to what I actually got. So yeah, the title that made me do it is The Tarot of the Longest Dream. Prompt number 5 is The Artwork Made Me Do It, and the deck I chose for this is the Surrealist Tarot. I love surrealist art. I like going to like the art museum and looking at surrealist artists' work. I just find it so fascinating. So when this deck came out, I bought it without even really looking at the cards that much because it was based on surrealism, and I feel like it's not really shown a lot in tarot that much. And I love this artist anyway. He's done quite a few decks. The Luigi di Gamarino, probably mispronouncing that, but he's done other decks as well. So I really liked his art style anyway. But it is so surreal. It's very hard to read this deck. You have to really look at it to sort of get the vibe of the meaning it's trying to portray. But it's so interesting and it's so detailed. So much to look at, and it's so cool. Definitely surrealism as I was expecting it to look like. So I just fell in love with this. The artwork is definitely what made me buy this. I have tried reading with it. It takes a lot of time sort of to figure out what the cards are telling me just because it's so abstract, and there's not really a guidebook with a lot of information in it really. It just tells you like a little sentence. I wish there was a bigger guidebook so the artist could share their thoughts on the design choices for each card, but yeah, that doesn't exist, I'm afraid, which is, I wish that more creators had more input in the guidebooks rather than just having a little white book and everything. But it is so surreal and amazing. So definitely a deck I bought just for the art style. I love surrealism because it's all about your unconscious mind, what your unconscious trying to tell you is very dreamlike. And yeah, it's just amazing. And the previous deck I showed you, The Longest Dream Tarot, I thought it'd look a bit more like this, a bit more surrealism in its take, because dreams are weird, right? There's so much weird stuff happens in dreams. So I thought it'd have this sort of look a bit more. Five of Wands card is amazing. I really like this card. Yeah, I really enjoy this deck so much. So the artwork made me do it is the Surrealist Tarot. The next prompt is The Hype Made Me Do It, and the deck I chose for this one is the Star Child Tarot. Definitely was hyped up a lot online, saw it everywhere, and it wasn't really my sort of vibe. It's a collage type deck. Quite like the colour palette of this deck, but definitely not something I'm really drawn to that much. But the hype made me buy it definitely because everyone was loving it. They was like saying it was amazing, and it was really popular when it came out. So many videos on this, and it's like photo manipulation with like digital collage sort of style. I do like the purples and blues in this. It's a really nice colour palette, but it's just a deck I never really used, to be honest. It's just I bought it because it was hyped up so much, but yeah, it didn't really do it for me, if you know what I mean. So it's not. I prefer the Oracle decks by this creator rather than the tarot decks they make, but it is really pretty. I understand why it's so hyped up and why people loved it so much. But yeah, when I got it, it just the readings I got, I don't know, it's just it just didn't speak to me on. I just don't know, especially this card. It's such a weird card. Yeah, I think it's just the photos of the people that makes it weird for me. I don't know. I prefer it when you can't see their faces, because I feel like they're real people, and I don't know, it just doesn't really work for me. I prefer collage decks who are a bit different, less people focused, I guess. So Yeah, definitely I fell for the hype with this one and didn't live up to the hype in my eyes, and that is the Star Child Tarot. The next prompt is my dark side made me do it, and the deck I chose, I wasn't sure if it would offend people or not, but I'm going to show it anyway. This is the Madhouse Tarot. This is all focused on like the extreme darkness of your psyche. Like it talks about mental health and the extreme sides of it. So this is why I chose it for the dark side. Not necessarily that it's dark and it's bad or anything like that. It's just it's very a moody deck. It's very color palette is very moody, and it has very interesting take on it. It's all about the extremeness of where you could go mentally if you let yourself go into the dark places of your mind, really. And I found this deck really interesting. It also has sigils and demon symbols in this, which I haven't really looked into too much, but it's very interesting to look at how extreme your emotions could be. Like I have anxiety, but it's not at the extreme end of what it could be. And it's interesting to look at this deck and looking at the extremeness of mental health and where like any of us could potentially be that person in a psych ward or something like that. It's just no, mental health doesn't get looked at enough, and I'm glad this sort of highlights mental health, and I feel like it does a very tasteful way of doing it. And this card really makes me feel that tower moment, definitely like they're escaping the hospital and everything by jumping out the window. Like that's just very impactful image, and I feel like they've done it in a very good way. I don't know if this is a deck that would offend people because it's such a sensitive subject or not, but I do feel like this is such an awesome deck just to delve into your psyche and see where you're at and everything. I think it's really well done. So yeah, I chose this for the dark side made me do it, just for like my deep dark thoughts and where I go within my mind, because I do have had depression and that sort of thing. So I thought this would be interesting to delve into that side of myself where things I repress, my unconscious mind, feel like things I do without realizing I'm doing it. So like shadow sort of work, this deck. But yeah, that's the deck I chose for the dark side made me do it, and that is the Madhouse Tarot. Prompt number 8 is your inner child made me do it, and the one I picked for this is not a tarot deck, but it is Pog Oracle deck. I have these original Pog cases from when I was younger, and there's an artist on Etsy called Moon Pumpkin Art that done Oracle Pogs on the tarot, and yeah, my inner child definitely made me do this because I played with Pogs in school all the time. We used to play it with get the slammers, and whoever won the most gets to keep the Pogs and everything like that. So yeah, there's definitely a primary school phase for me where everyone was doing it. So to have these tarot Pogs, it's only the major arcana of these, but to have these are so cool. And you can get slammers with this as well. So I just thought it would be a good deck or good like charm thing to have. But when I do charm casting, I can incorporate the tarot into that as well. But I really do enjoy this. I think it's so cool. So yeah, that's definitely my inner child talking to me here, and I love having it in this little oracle pogs. And there's also other pogs you can get that are oracle themed, very nostalgic ones like 90s game toys and that sort of thing, and really cool. So I'd definitely recommend checking out their Etsy website. There's loads of different oracles you can add to your collection, which I have. I've got most of them. So yeah, it's really so cool. So yeah, it's Moon Pumpkin Art. which is the Etsy shop. But I just think they're so fun. And yeah, I really like the colours of these as well. I think they're really nicely recoloured and everything. So yeah, my inner child was like, you need this in your life. Nostalgic Pogs and everything. I'd like to love Pogs when I was a kid. Still have them in the loft. I'd love to bring them down actually and make like a charm bag out of some of them. But yeah, it's so cool. And yeah, that's prompt number 8. My inner child made me do it. Prompt number 9 is impulse made me do it. And the deck I chose for that was this one, the Kitty Kahane Tarot. This was everywhere online again. Like a lot of my decks are influenced by YouTube. This was hard to get hold of if people were trying to find the German version just to have this deck because they couldn't find it anywhere. And this one got released by AGM, and I absolutely adore the colours of this. I love this deck. I think it's so cool. Yeah, I impulsively bought this and I spent a lot of money doing so. So I'm showing you the new edition, but I bought the out of print deck, which I impulsively bought off eBay for a stupid price. Shouldn't have bought it because literally like a year or so later, this one came out. So I could have saved myself a lot of money about impulsively buying something that I thought I could never get my hands on again. So yeah, please withhold from buying out of print decks because a lot of the time they do come back. So there's my advice. Just hold out a little while longer because no doubt they'll probably come back. So yeah, I spent stupid like about over £100 on the original deck of this, and then it came out again for like £30. So yeah, I impulsively had to get it. So money was no object for this because I do love the colour palette. I love the way it's drawn and everything. I really, really love this tarot deck. I'm glad I bought it when I did, even though I paid silly money for it. But yeah, if I just waited a bit more, not being so impulsive, or I need it right now, could have waited a bit longer. I could have got it for a much cheaper price. But there we go. So the impulse made me do it is definitely this one, the Kitty Kahane Tarot. And prompt number 10 is a prompt that you make up yourself. So the thing I decided to do is the keywords made me do it. And the deck I chose for that was this one, the Sacred She Tarot. The artwork is okay, but it was the keywords that made me buy this deck. I just really like the way they've reworded every card, and it really makes sense the keywords they've chosen for each the card. So this is why I bought this one. So here we've got compassion for strength, we've got solitude for the hermit, and you've got turning point, respect, inspiration for ace of wands, focus, refresh. They're all colour coded in the suit that they're meant to represent. Blame for the 8 of swords, fear and 9 of swords. So I just really liked all the renamed cards and their meaning. So grief here, love, Mother Nature for the Empress, order for the Emperor, wisdom keeper, Hierophant, the unknowable for the High Priestess, got anxiety here for the Moon, joy for the Sun, change for the Wheel, fortune. I just really thought it was such a good renamed deck. So yeah, the keywords really made me buy this deck. And got deception here, 7 of swords, union for 2 of cups, and got beginning for the Fool. I just really like, you got repression, that's a really good one. I just enjoyed all the keywords for this. I thought it was really clever what they decided to pick. So you could use this as an oracle if you wanted to, but you can see the tarot structure in this deck. I just really enjoy the words. So you got roots for the Ace of Pentacles, cooperation for the 3. It's just really good. Yeah, the keywords made me buy this deck. Flow for the Ace of Cups. It's amazing. I really The artwork is unusual and not one that I'd normally go for, but it was just, yeah, the keywords did it for me. It's very cool. So if you're after a deck where they've renamed the titles of the cards, you might be interested in this one because I think you've got transition in here for the death card. I just feel like it's just really cool the way it's been done. And there's a nice guidebook that goes with this as well. And it tells you like the original tarot title and that sort of thing. And that is the Sacred She Tarot. So that's all the prompts for this tag from What Made Me Do It. It was created by Dragonfly Dilly. I'll link her original video below. And thank you, Angel, for tagging me into this tarot tag. I had a lot of fun picking out the decks for this. It was fun. I really enjoyed it. And I'm surprised I actually came up with my own one at the end because I've always been trying to make tarot tags myself and never actually done it because I couldn't think of anything original to think of. So yeah, I had fun doing this, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!